Hello, everybody. I'll give it time for people to log on. Happy New Year. Looks like they're getting set here to have Jason Kenney live. I want to see what the media is going to say about what he said yesterday to all of you on not mandatory vaccinations. However, we know that's not true. We know that 70% of the population is going to have to take the vaccine. Otherwise, our oil retail prices won't improve. There's a whole list of other things. They're going to absolutely force people to take the vaccines. Today's going to talk about travel. And just so you all know, even Justin Trudeau knew to implement federal facilities for all new Canadians, travelers from abroad. But not Jason Kenney. Here we go, everybody. Let's hear what they say. Will he confess? Goofballs testing sound. They didn't realize they were live on sound here, so sorry everybody, I'm at the same waiting game as you, but this video should be worth it. I want to hear what Jason Kenney's new creative lies are going to be about the virus, about our economics, and just how much money Albertans are spending and they don't even realize. Like I said, those hotels now that he's released it publicly, 1,700 hotels for all foreigners. That's all permanent residents that have passed through the immigration process. Anyone coming to Canada has had a luxurious stay for Canada, or specifically for Alberta, and luxury hotels. Not even the homeless have had that. It's pretty pathetic. And not to disclose it till the end of the year and then tell us that that's how he's planning to go forward through the end of 2021. A whole nother 12 months of this. Every new immigrant that comes into their 14-day isolation will get a nice, luxurious 5-star hotel stay. While we all suffer through COVID, you will be borrowing what's equivalent to a Disneyland trip for a new immigrant family. I'm not saying it's their fault here, everybody. The point is, we can't afford that in such dire economic straits right now, such ridiculous unemployment rates, such ridiculous bankruptcies on small businesses alone, receiverships in the neighborhood of 18.5%. 1 in 5 businesses guaranteed, and we don't even know what the new stats for the third quarter are going to be, because we know many more businesses were shut down just over the December period. How much higher has that number gone? How many Albertans have lost their homes? By the end of the first quarter reporting, we're going to know, but I guarantee you it's a lot higher than 18.5%. Unemployment rates reported here, which will come in the next 10 days, I guarantee you they will be the highest we've seen so far for the month of December. Clearly still double digits, but I bet you it's close to 14-15%, if not higher. And here this man, this master of lies, who's supposed to go live here at noon, and I guarantee you they're going shuffling papers, scribbling down just as fast as they can some kind of way to get this properly tricked out so that all of you watching are going to be conned in again, as he did yesterday on non-mandatory vaccines, where he had literally thousands and thousands of Albertas clapping, cheering him on, as he's tricking them into, oh, by the way, I stole billions and billions of dollars from you, your children, your children's children's children, and their children and children. You will all be slaves to me. That's what this guy rolled out yesterday. And he did it in such a way that so many Albertans would blindly clap and cheer, because he throws in a few sentences in the middle of a release for non-mandatory vaccines. However, for those of you who fell for it, They are going to make it so unless 70% of the population takes the vaccine, you're not going to be let go of restrictions. That's the same thing as a mandatory vaccine. Only 38% of Albertans even want to entertain the idea of this vaccine. Many do not, the majority. But it's not mandatory, but be prepared. You won't be allowed to travel. There's going to be restrictions at your work, and there's going to be many other things that you will not be allowed to do. Your civil rights will be taken. You'll have like a little, somewhat of a vaccine passport, so to speak. And it's all to force you to make the decision to take the vaccine. This guy is not honest. And we're going to hear what this press release is, this emergency scrambled, organized by every major media company, Calgary Herald, everybody who supports Jason Kenney's lies. Because they don't support Justin Trudeau's lies, but they'll take Jason Kenney's version of the same damn lies. And that's what you're all going to watch here. And we're sitting here like fools because they're scrambling. Because, oops, we said the wrong things in yesterday's press release. Oops, we've been caught, we've been captured. But here they have to sit, and now they're scrambling. Uh-oh, what questions? How are we going to ask them? How's Jason Kenney going to answer them? Oh, we gotta explain the billions of dollars pissed away in the name of Albertans for foreign interests, foreign immigration that we can't sustain. It has nothing to do with racism when you're talking deficit dollars of $15.3 billion for 4.4 million people. And only 2 million, a little over 2 million of them work. Not even full time. So think about the impossible rate of you ever paying back that in your lifetime. Not only your lifetime and all the taxpayers' lifetimes, but their children's future tax times. Literally centuries, and it will go unpaid. Interest-only payments, permanent slavery, permanent devalue of all of you. For what? For what? So that Alberta's a more competitive place? We're a more densely populated place? We've removed all our civil charter and human rights? And it's racist. It's racist, apparently, to speak out about this stuff. If you're a Maxime Bernier or a separatist, you're called out for this. When it's absolutely ridiculous amount of money, unsustainable. Oh, he's got to straighten out the Canadian flag. Yeah, don't forget the Canadian flag. The globalist social reset is very important. Like I see Brian there, how did it get this bad? It got this bad, people, because we stopped fighting back. And I hate to say it, it's been a long time since the people acted in any violent means here in Alberta. Meaning, unfortunately, things have to get really bad before you're willing to stand up. We've let the media take over. We've let foreign interests take over long ago. It started with Pierre Elliott Trudeau in the 70s. We've always had that Laurentian East attacking, but now they have the full power of a global narrative of a whole bunch of other civil law socialists. Pierre Elliott Trudeau was a devastating one. He was the first real monster, but it goes back through conservative and liberal, and even as they were conservative liberal at one time. I know a lot of people don't realize those two parties were one and the same and have always been one and the same with very few differences among them. NDP at one time may have been some kind of fight back for the working people, but they've been lost a long time ago. They went full-blown commie, and they're right in bed with this socialist globalist reset too, everybody. Yeah, they're scrambling hard, I have to say. I'm sorry, everybody. This was listed an hour ago. They said they were going to do it. And you know what? We're sitting here waiting patiently, and they're absolutely late. And you know why that is? Because Jason Kenney is sitting there scrambling, going over the questions. No, I can tell you exactly what's going on. No, don't ask it like that. Ask it like this. Oh, okay, well, what about this question? No, they're not allowed to answer that. They can't ask that one. I want to answer like, we got to change it. It's got to be worded like this so I can answer like this. That's what they're doing. They're going to do it because Jason is a master manipulator. He's probably the most talented politician on changing the narrative, looking you straight in the face and telling you a circle of lies that gets you to buy it, and you'll buy it. And it's a used car salesman. You went in there for a brand new car, you had the money, and you come in there, you spent all that money, and you're financed, and you're driving out with a junker. And you're sitting there scratching your head as you're driving out the door. How is it I had the money for a brand new car, and then all of a sudden I walk in, come out, and I got a junker, and I owe a crap load of money? That's what it is. Tom I says I had too many beers last night. Yeah, I hear you guys. I actually went to bed supremely early. I've been up since 5. And I mean, you can kind of see the reflection there in the screen. That's my big screen. But I've been painting mad, and I want to get my place ready here for the new year. And I'm on my last bit of it. An old trailer. I went through a heck of a time putting this back together. It was a real major undertaking. But we do what we got to do when we go through that divorce situation. And I also went through consumer debt proposal because of all that. It's happened to a lot of Albertans as they're going through now. So I always tell everybody, don't lose faith. The world's not over tomorrow. You can get through it. I mean, it's not fun, but nobody wants to see what we're going through here in Alberta. Nobody does, but unfortunately, it's our filthy politicians who are absolutely 100% responsible for what we're going through. I see Dave Belay. Hello, Dave. Sorry, everybody. I know you're all patient there, and I'm not using the camera stand because I decided I'd do this horizontal, and my buttons are on the bottom of the S10, so I got to hold this. I might even pause it. I really apologize, everybody. These guys, and I mean, they are scrambling, literally scrambling here this morning for the last 2 hours on how they're going to sell this monumental lie, and how Jason Kenney blundered so very, very badly and leaked out the absolute theft. Thought he could get away with it and be like, well, I told you all what was going on. But in reality, he got busted. Somebody caught him. And there's always people watching. And now they're scrambling. How are we going to explain away to Albertans where all that money was spent, when we spent it on not one Albertan, but in fact, we spent it on people who aren't even Canadian citizens. And this is the scramble this morning. Definitely the scramble. How do they tell all of you to continue to suffer while so many are going to rob you of literally thousands and thousands of dollars, adding to the pile of literally what looks like from last year, March this time, all the way to December 31st coming of 2021. We're looking at $300 million to this program, added to $15 billion. What will be, oh, here we go. It says global blank screen, and it's showing you the reflection. It still says global, but I don't know if that's... I wonder if they're going to cancel this thing. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says live. And I'm sitting here. You can see my whole place is painted. My hair is messy, but I got everything stacked while I get this done. But let's see if they're going to go at it here. I don't know. They're scrambling, everybody. Not good at all. And they're thinking, I wonder if Jason's going to pull out of this. I would hate to be the premier right now, having to explain himself on this. That's not me bouncing the camera, by the way. Obviously, that's global. Jason must just be absolutely crapping his pants. Don't ask that question. Don't. No, no. Change it. Change the wording. I wonder if Rachel's sitting there too and they're all planning partisan. We have to answer this very creatively. Exactly, Brad. Why? Brad says, Dave, why do they even care to bother? Well, they have to, Brad, because they can't have these narratives like the one I published for all of you yesterday. They can't have people making videos like that. They can't have people sharing that out, and they're absolutely busted. Now here they are, literally not even 12 hours. Well, yeah, 12 hours later, I suppose. Probably about 14 hours later, scrambling. How are we going to narrate this? How are we going to sell this to Albertans? And that's what this presentation is tomorrow. A way they're thinking, well, a guy like Dave Bjorkman and maybe 10 others are out there right now spilling the beans. They're reaching probably 1/5 of the province combined, right? But he is going to come out with some kind of narrative that's going to reach the other large majority, and he's hopefully that's enough. Hopefully he can create that creative language and answer that whopping lie, the lies that he's been used to selling over and over. That this man is literally, everybody, the most professional liar in the history of premiership. This guy can do circles with lies, and you'll walk out with a bag full of lies, skipping along until, as the years roll by, those lies start rolling out, and you're going, wait a minute. And by that time, Jason hopes he'll get another term, or what it doesn't look like he will. But the damage will be so overwhelming. All of you are who did support him, are gonna turn around and go, oh my God, this guy was the worst thing we've ever seen. Twice as bad as Notley, selling the same bag of crap. I know. It's already almost 12:30, Sean Harvey says. Look at you guys. These guys are all shitting their pants. I hate to say that and swear. They're shitting their pants. They've been absolutely busted. They have to come out with a narrative. It has to be well planned with the media. It can't have any loopholes, weaknesses. It has to be worded exactly right so that Jason is actually telling the truth, but it sounds so very good. And this is the Jason Kenney. This is his magical power and his claim to everything he's done. He's the most destructive force, but he is absolutely genius at creating crafty lies. Lies, he can, like I said, he can lie to your face, but it's not technically a lie. He gets it crafted. He's just a master at it. Better than anyone I've ever seen in my life. And we're sitting here waiting so impatiently. And my hands are tired. Now I am shaking a little bit. I can't believe they're already over a half hour late. They are just absolutely scared. Yeah, Lydia says, please stop all those people coming here. We can't afford this madness. No, exactly, Lydia. But that is the sale, federally and provincially. Jason Kenney is an absolute liberal, everybody. If you don't know his record as immigration minister under Stephen Harper, Jason Kenney made 5 times as much money as Stephen Harper just because of immigration. His double deal and backdoor deals. The Liberal Party before, and I don't like liberals, everybody knows that, but we're talking immigration here. The Liberal Party had 77,000 as the annual immigration rate. Jason Kenney, immediately under Harper, moved it to 250,000. That doesn't even include refugees, how the refugee status is orchestrated, sponsorship, or the worker programs. It doesn't even include those. That is 5 times anything in Canada's history. And Justin Trudeau said, oh yeah, I'm going to increase your numbers by 30%. And then Jason Kenney is Premier of Alberta. Oh yeah, I'm going to add 20% more to the federal immigration program for Alberta, for specifically rural Alberta. while everybody's going broke, we're going to give $1.5 million loans insured, insured by Albertans for new start businesses, while so many of you are going absolutely bankrupt. Do any of you not see the absolute corruption and problem here? While so many have reached out, I got people in Calgary, a business owner lost his entire warehouse system. He's absolutely distraught. So many of you reached out over this week through Christmas and New Year's, and here I am watching Jason Kenney roll out the red carpet for every Tom, Dick, and Harry around the world, expanding a program with literally an absolutely astounding unemployment rate. World illegal, 3 times the size of what was going on for World War II. Bankruptcy insolvency rate surpassing the era of the Great Depression and Dust Bowl, Alberta. And we're just starting, folks. Can you imagine 4 more years of this when the federal money runs out? The absolute trillions of dollars they can't afford? I don't know here, everybody. I'm really disappointed. I think if you all don't mind, I'm just going to pause the video. I just got to figure out how to do that because it's happened to me accidentally. I'm going to try and pause the video and I'm going to come back to it when I see the TV start. Okay, guys? I hope you all hold on, but I'm going to pause the video. Everybody come back. Maybe I can't pause it. I can only hit finish, it says. I used to be able to pause these somehow. I wonder if I turn the camera. No. Guess I can't even pause and I'm stuck here. Now who's laughing at me? Jason Kenney is. Yeah, Dennis, our leaders keep getting worse. They get worse. It's like pro wrestling acting. You know what? I think while we're waiting here, how about each and every one of you, if you've already posted a question, I can't scroll because I got to hold 2 hands on the screen. Post your questions now, and I'll go through questions. Starting here with Mark O'Reilly, KKK, Brad going, ha ha ha. Let's have everybody repost questions. Yeah, you guys should all take a break and come back when they go live. What a trick, eh? I'm sitting here like a dummy holding the phone. Thanks, Tom. You take care, brother. Unbelievable. Come on, somebody ask questions because I can't really scroll here. Not with the camera. I've set it in motion. I guess you're stuck with us. Okay. And you'll all have to hang tough. Wonder if I could do some kind of mount here, but I don't know. I have to get up and move stuff. And Murray Henderson says our premier in Saskatchewan is the same disappointment. They are all in this together. Absolutely, Murray. And you know, I'll tell you about Scott Moe's Saskatchewan party. He is absolutely the same thing as Alberta's Alberta Party that was led on none other than Stephen Mandel. They have the same rollout, same everything. It's well planned, orchestrated. These parties are all different versions of different sales pitches, all to get us to do the exact same thing. It's just in different ways with different specialty groups at the head of each. And then Andre's channel name is Tammy. Okay. Oh, it's Tammy. Okay, thanks, Tammy. Sorry, I was thinking you were male. So it's Tammy the female. Cool. Sorry, Tammy. And Andre Deshane says, so do you think Trump's gonna get it yet? No, honestly, I'm sorry, Andre. He's finished. And I'm sorry, everybody. The writing's on the wall. It's not his fault, but we can see his supporters dwindling each and every day, especially on the Republican side. We know that January 6th, this is their constitution, what's being planned for Senate and Congress. January 6th, it's going to be a 2-hour debate. Post that debate, it absolutely has to be decided if it's allowed to go to vote, and maybe it very well will, but I promise you it will be 74 Biden, 26% Donald Trump. That is the sad part. And he even there's an Italian who's American. He has a way huger following than me. He's rolled this out and he knows it too. And he's a strong, strong Republican. But that's what's going to happen. Sorry, everybody. Trump's not going to win, Brian. I'm sorry. You all see January 6th. It would be a miracle if he did, but I'm telling you, everybody's left him. He can't win without the votes. Even if they do this and they have this House Senate combined decision to throw it to vote and Pence supports it, there's absolutely not enough majority because most are all Democrats and there's a whole pile now of Republicans who no longer support Trump. Sorry, guys. Too many, it was closing what we thought was the lesser of evils. I never liked him, but what choices were there? Yeah, exactly, Brenda. I mean, trying to sell independence was so hard. We had so many media blockers. People didn't even know existed. I think this election will be a little different, but activity, absolute policies, viable policies, and real work has to be done. That means academia. That means getting out publicly, and we're going to get that done here in the new year. Tammy says, "Do you think suicide rates will go up if the cures are let down?" That really scares me. I think maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot, to tell you the truth. I think that generally suicide is a mental illness issue, and yes, any of the cures who are let down, sure, if they're in that mental illness of depression and anxiety, you're going to see that suicide rate go up, but only in the exact same percentage of actual mental illness people who do to end up suicide. I mean, we can all end up there. If you depress a person hard enough, long enough, they can chemically become suicidal, and that's reality, and it's literally depression, right? And I'm sorry. I know everybody says we could use miracles. You guys, it's not over with Donald Trump. It's not over. It's us who picks up the torch. It's us who has to stand strong. Sorry, I just gotta... wonder why it's not... Well, it is live stream. I checked. It's still running. I hope. I better make sure I'm not sitting here like an idiot. No, I just paused it. No. I can't believe this. This is still running like that. I think everybody... Yeah, they're calling their herd of supporters. Very well said, Brenda. Oh, I missed Ron's. I can't scroll the comments now. Oh, yeah, I can. Are they ever going to come on? Yeah, I don't know. Everybody. It's a con job. We're being, I don't know, not a con job. They're scrambling. But man, this sucks. And I got to go pee. That's what happens, huh? But very well said, Brenda. Yeah, I agree. They're calling the herd. Yeah, this is all over the media. I did get it in my news feed, and they're holding it. He is to go live at noon. It's absolutely what they said, but it looks like, you know what, I don't know. And I think I'm going to finish this one, and I'll just start it again. Sorry, guys, but I'll start it as soon as it goes live. I'm going to get back to painting, and as soon as it goes live and I hear his voice, I'll quickly grab the phone and start again. So look for part 2, but I'm not going to keep this up either. What a scam.